meet the Mets. Step right up and greet
and
the
Lindor
Mets.
hits one in the air to deep left field. Back goes Yelich to the warning track. Looking up. It's out of here.
Have the time of your life
Lots of press
the
on the
Mets
Mets
are
win the ball game. At the sight. A 2-run bomb into the second deck for Pete Alonso.
East side, west side, everybody's coming down to meet the METS Mets.
Fly ball left field. Back goes Maton looking up at the wall. And it's out of here. Marquetta. Turner drives one to center. Chasing Hill back to the warning track.
Hold that hollering and cheering and they're jumping in their seats. Where do they go? To meet the Mets. All the fans are true to the orange and blue. So hurry up and come on down.
Going back. Running
We
track
got
ball. And goodbye. Home run. For the Mets tonight has come with 2 strikes. Gets lifted down the line. They've got it. It's a home run.
Come on and meet the Mets. Meet the Mets. Step right up and greet the Mets. Bring your
2-2.
kitties,
And Muncy
bring
goes
your
down on
wife.
strength.
Guaranteed to have the time of your life because the Mets are really something.
Cruz goes down on the changeup.
Knocking those home runs.
Swung out and missed strike 3. Got him with a hard slider. 1-2. Struck it.
Everybody's coming down to meet the METS
Pitchers combined for the second no-hitter in New York Mets history.
of New York
Let's go! There will be a Game 3 for the New York Metropolitans. How's it going, everybody? Thank you guys so much for chiming in for the latest post-game show. What a heart attack ending, but the Mets get the job done. The Bats wake up. Jacob deGrom gets the job done. Everyone contributed. Let's get those W's. And oh my God, I can't even speak right now. I need to calm down for a minute. I apologize, everybody. I feel like I'm going to pass out. Oh my God. Huge W. Let's get it. Let's spam those W's in the live chat right now, everybody. How we feeling, Mets fans? They get the job done. Let's go. Man. Whew, I need a minute, guys. Bear with me. My goodness gracious. I'm going to pass out. Give me 1 second. Not even joking. Give me 1 second or I'm going to pass out. Oh my God. Wow. Oh my God. I've been on the edge of my seat this entire game. Just like you, Mets fans, this entire game. You know what? The baseball gods, they didn't want me to be in attendance yesterday to witness a dub, and that's okay. Everything happens for a reason, guys. Everything happens for a reason, and the New York Mets came out and did exactly what they were supposed to. They made a statement, not scoring 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 7 runs. They tie exactly what the Padres did in Game 1. Yes, Adam Ottavino was anything but good there at the end. Yes, he was giving me Drees Familia flashbacks. And yes, I was having a semi-heart attack as we were watching the bottom of the ninth unfold, top of the ninth rather, but they get the job done. Let me see those W's. People in the comments down below, spam the W's as well. How you feeling, Mets fans? They will have, at minimum, a Game 3. We will see what happens tomorrow. Be right around, I believe, a 4:07 p.m. Eastern time because we saw the Cleveland Guardians sweep the Rays today, so they got moved up in time from a night game to like a midday game. No less. I'm trying to breathe here. I'm absolutely juiced up. The Mets needed this dub. Their first playoff victory since 2015. I can't even speak. Oh, I'm sorry. First pitch. Puma said it's 7:07 tomorrow. I don't know if it is or not. Again, Puma might have mistyped. I thought it's 4:07. Regardless, I'm feeling electric. I'm feeling juiced. We'll be breaking down what was a whirlwind of a ball game real soon. We got the notes here in the live show, per usual, guys. But more than anything, I just want to know how we're feeling. The game is at 7. Okay, actually awesome. Awesome. I'm glad the game's at 7 tomorrow. I much prefer that. Hey, Jack, thank you so much for the donut, brother. I appreciate that. We're going to get to the dono quick. We'll get to whatever donations else come. Then we'll go from there. This game, try everything to kill me while LFGM, everything you want in a wildcard game. This game was the definition of wild. Again, Jacob deGrom did exactly what I expected him to do tonight. I didn't think he was going to go 7 as much as I wanted to. I thought 6 where he gave up a couple runs felt realistic. That is exactly what was on task for Jake and the New York Mets. But more than anything, the offense showed up. They got runs early. Francisco Lindor. That's why he's on the thumbnail. That's why he's a number 2 star. You could even argue that he should be the number 1. I had to go with Brandon. I'll explain why, but if you guys watched the ball game, you knew how well of a game Brandon Nimmo had. Hitting Oppo constantly on Blake Snell. And the Mets, to get that early lead was absolutely pivotal. We know how this Mets team works. When they get early leads, you love their chances of winning a ball game. When they do not get early leads, you don't love their chances of winning said ball game. They did exactly what they needed to do tonight from an offensive standpoint. They broke out late in the 7th inning, staying on the topic of the number 7. They just came together as a whole and did exactly what you needed to see this team do. And then, so we see the Cleveland Guardians, the Seattle Mariners with the most ridiculous comeback ever in playoffs you'll ever see. Down 8-1, they go on to win 10-9. And the Philadelphia Phillies they swept the Cardinals. They go on to the NLDS as well to face off against the Braves. What did I tell you? I ain't hear no big lady. No big lady yet. We survived. We live another day, baby. That's what we like to see. We even got Braves fans being kind in the chat. I appreciate you guys. I know that a lot of Braves fans want to see a Mets and Braves NLCS, as do I. Again, I'm not going to get that ahead of myself. We just need to focus on the now. We need to focus about making sure we get to the NLDS. And again, Edwin Diaz, some controversy there. Adam Ottavino. I mean, these guys, Adam isn't going to be available tomorrow. Diaz, he probably will, even though he threw 28 pitches. And after the 7th, came back in after a 45-minute wait. Again, if you think that was a good or bad move by Buck, we will be deep diving it all in tonight's show. But more than anything, Mets fans, I am just so happy. Not nearly as much for me, but for every single one of you. For all the Mets fans that have been dying to see the Mets not only make playoffs, but win a playoff game. They finally did it for the first time since 2015. Enjoy this victory, Mets fans. Savor this victory. You guys deserve this, as I mentioned, as I alluded to. I know I might be lagging a little bit. I apologize. Like I said, we're going to deep dive the ball game in a little bit here. I just got to talk more about this ball game for the New York Mets. Again, Francisco Lindor coming up big. Pete Alonso, the 2 Mets big boppers that did not get the job done in game 1. They were anything but good. The Mets simply could not hit Yu Darvish. They came out tonight and they did exactly what they were supposed to. The Mets got the home run ball going. They got the Oppo hits going. They hit with runners in scoring position. They hit with 2 outs. They did to a T what you hope to see this team do. And again, early on, they struggled with runners in scoring position. It wasn't the prettiest thing early on. This by no means was the prettiest game, but they outdueled the Padres, and they did the biggest thing of all was to get to Blake Snell, the man who has been one of the best starters in all of baseball, especially the NL, here in the second half of the year, entering postseason. They get to Blake Snell. They work his pitch count. A lot of calls went the Mets' way. I guess that's what happens when the Mets did not get calls going their way that we saw in the first couple innings. When Max on the bump yesterday, evened out, there was some bad. I mean, the ump was atrocious overall today, just like yesterday. There were calls that were going the Mets' way. There were some calls going the Padres' way. It felt like there was a favoritism for sure with the Mets. But in a situation like this, a do-or-die game, I'm not going to sit here and complain. I'm happy that the Mets got the job done. They need this. They need this in every way imaginable. Just for the fans especially. You guys deserve to see a playoff W. It's been a minute. It's literally been 7 years since this team has done this. You guys deserve this, so I hope you guys, again, can try to calm down a little bit, even though you're juiced up like me. After what was that heart attack of the top of the 9th, enjoy this victory. Savor it. We will enjoy it until first pitch tomorrow. I mean, as soon as I wake up tomorrow, whenever that's going to be, I'm going to be nerve-wracked as all hell. I'm going to be bouncing off walls. I'm going to be doing crazy stuff left and right. Let me see, though. I do have a couple donations I would like to address. Then we will go forward here in the live show. Again, thank you guys all so much for being in here. I love you guys all to death. You guys, again, you make this all possible. Thank you so much also for 18,000 subscribers, guys. Help us get to 20K by making sure to smash that like and subscribe on What a great high, better than Fennel. Larissa, no, don't say that. Francisco, thank you for the dono. All hands on deck tomorrow. Let's get it. Let's get it. Indeed, Francisco, thank you so much for the dono, brother. I appreciate you. Let me see. I did see at least one other donation. Julian, thank you so much for the dono. I appreciate that a lot, guys. Let's see here. DeGrom, Lindor, and Big Me Pete came up huge. Our stars played like stars. Our stars came out to ball. They did exactly what you were hoping and expecting the New York Mets to do. They did to a T. I cannot emphasize this enough. This Mets team, you have everything on the line. And again, we will see what tomorrow brings. But thankfully, we can at least know that the Mets win a playoff ball game. We will go in tomorrow. Chris Bassett on the bump, facing off against that being, and oh my God, I can't, Joe Musgrove. I almost forgot the schmuck's name. Big matchup tomorrow, but we'll worry about tomorrow when we get there. Right now, let's focus on this high. Let's focus on this big W for the New York Mets, guys. Offensively, the Mets only had 9 hits, but 7 runs. You saw the Padres, 6 hits, 3 runs. This is what you want from this Mets team. They had it all going. They had the oppo. They had the power. They had the runners in scoring position. Finally, after again, for a bit in this game, the Mets have their opportunities. Every inning against Snell, they worked this schmuck so good. He was a walks machine, regardless on being in favor of him or not, because he certainly was not that. Let's make that clear. Doesn't change the fact that the Mets, they were getting on base. Let's count it. Let's go down. How many walks did the Mets get tonight? They got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The Mets got 9 walks. 9 times the Mets got on base without even getting a base knock, folks. Add that with the other 9. They were on base 18 times tonight. 18. Did the Mets get a hit by pitch? No. Yeah, they did. So 19 times. 19 times the Mets were on base tonight. If I'm doing math, probably. If it's 19 or 20. I could be wrong because, again, I'm all over the place. I don't even know what I'm talking about. I'm just locked in. I'm going in and out here. Point being is that the Mets were on base nearly 20 times tonight, guys. 20, because that one hit by pitch by Darren Ruff, in which then you saw that being in Terran's score going to pinch run, and then Tomas Nido, for whatever reason, decides, I don't want to do a sack bunt now. But no less, I do see another donation. Let me address it. Then I will get into breaking down this ball game shortly. Like I said, when it's a huge dub like this, when the Mets come out and win their first playoff game since 2015, I just got to rant for a little bit. I just got to share my raw emotions the same way that you guys are doing exactly that in the live show. Help us get to a couple hundred likes by the end of the live show. That greatly appreciated. My roughly 800 viewers right now. You guys are amazing. And honestly, guys, I'm not even going to lie. I was taken back by the amount of viewership and support we got when I just did my post-game show on my phone exiting Citi Field yesterday. I wasn't expecting that. I got to be honest with you, but I appreciate everyone for the support, everyone talking smack, whatever it is. I appreciate you guys greatly. Speaking of a man that is not a Mets fan, but it's a great supporter, John, the Braves fan, thank you so much for the dono. Braves fan here. 1, congrats, Mets. Good game. 2, Phillies scare me, but let's effing go. I wouldn't be too scared if I'm a Braves fan facing off against the Phillies, if I'm being quite honest with you. You guys were the better team than them all season long. We know the holes that the Phillies have. If the Braves do not get past the Phillies in the NLDS, that'll be beyond shocking to me, truly. I fully expect the Braves to win that series. And I could see them winning that series in 4 games and not even 5. Thank you so much for the dono, John. I appreciate you. And going from one John to another now, thank you so much again for the dono, John Rossi. Appreciate that. Nemo had himself a game and Lindor was aggressive. Love it. I'm actually hoping the Phillies beat the Mets. I wouldn't mind the Phillies beat, you meant to say Phillies beat the Braves. I wouldn't mind if the Phillies beat the Braves, but I don't see it happening. I don't. Shrek and phone calls, I don't know. We're going to see how the night goes, how the show goes, and how I'm feeling. Like I said, I'm ranting like a madman. I would probably even be screaming longer than what I have right now. The only reason why I haven't is because of the fact that I was pacing the entire game, alone by myself watching this Mets game. I would just like to first apologize to my bunnies. I have 2 bunnies in my room right now. They're laying down. They're comfortable, but I mean, I was a wreck this entire game. Even when the Mets were, of course, gaining their lead, I was going nuts. My dog, I apologize for scaring her if I was being too loud. My sleeping bearded dragon right now, I apologize to him as well. Man, holy shit. They needed this dub, guys. They needed it so bad. They got to Blake Snell. They got Snell out after only 3.1 innings. That's what you like to see, baby. That is what you like to see. Oh my, I've seen everyone rag on ESPN. Yeah, shout out ESPN for telling me how many times I need to know that Jose Reyes was getting out at bat. Oh no, that was Francisco Lindor. Those schmucks they are below pond scum level broadcasting. They literally make a schmuck like me look like the best thing since sliced bread because I was in Compton there. They've been in Compton for years. I always mute it when the Mets are on ESPN. I didn't today because it was the playoffs. But still, they are so bad. It's actually hilarious. The fact that these people are even on payrolls beyond me. Oh my God, it's sad. It's sad. I mean, but hey, that's what happens when you're a broken network that's only on the downhill. What are you gonna do? 1200. Thank you so much for the dono. Appreciate that. Not gonna lie, I didn't see there being a game 3. I mean, you said that yesterday, so I know. Rough is utter garbage, but way to lean into a few, whatever, fueled by Oktoberfest and edibles on top of it. LFG Wardy. P.S. Zapucky wouldn't have left runners on. I agree. Zapucky wouldn't have left the runners on. If you guys know the inside joke, then you know. Thank you so much for that donation, brother. I appreciate you. Timothy with the $10 holla. Thank you so much. Tim, let's effing go back tomorrow. Let's go, baby. Tim, if you're in attendance tomorrow, I think you will be. Have a phenomenal time. Let's effing go Mets, baby. Shout out to Tim. He is a diehard Mets fan, attending games all year with the 7 line like an absolute beauty that he is. We're feeling electric. We're feeling good. Francisco, thank you for another dono. You have a sleeping bearded dragon? Yeah, he's asleep right now. You know, because we have it where once it hits a certain time of day, the lights go from the normal like heat lamps to then the red heat lamp that cools him down, and he's sleeping right now. I know if I go look at him, he's out like a light. He's out for the night. That's how it is. Let's see, Wardy. I am worried about Bassett tomorrow. We'll see what happens tomorrow, okay? We'll probably do a pregame show tomorrow, depending on the game time. Guys, can you guys let me know on the live show, is the game tomorrow at 4 or is it at 7? I don't know. I keep getting conflicting responses here. Please let me know. And again, continue smashing those buns. Thank you guys so much for the support. Love you guys all to death. Ah, man. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Every game, every effing game. I follow and watch this team. I'm losing at least a year off my life. I hope you guys appreciate the things I do for you. But again, I shouldn't even say that because I know I'm not the only schmuck that feels that way. All of you guys are going through the heart palpitations. You're on the edge of your seat. You're rocking back and forth. You don't know what you don't even know what to do with your hands, as Will Ferrell said in Telegated Nights. I mean, you don't know. That's the beauty and the curse of baseball. The whirlwind of a wild card series. Thank God this was not a 1-game wild card, or again, we wouldn't even be talking right now. Man, okay, so 7 o'clock game tomorrow. Okay, thank you guys for the update. Appreciate y'all. Let's see here. I did see a donation or two. Let me get to that. Walter with the $10 holla. Thank you so much for that, Walter Alvarado. Love the name. Appreciate that a lot, my man. Dave, what a beauty sport you are. Thank you so much, Dave. My GOAT member. Bassett, Lindor, Alonso, Diaz. A win tomorrow. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Diaz, is he even going to pitch tomorrow? I'd imagine I will be. How's he going to look? You know, he threw 28 pitches today. I thought it was a good move by Buck putting Diaz in the 7th. I liked that. You know, I know you're facing the bottom of the order, then the start of the top. I still like that. However, even though Diaz was solid when he came in the 8th after the 45-minute hiatus, there is concern there a little bit just because, again, did you need to put him in there? But I guess you can say yeah because you threw an Ottavino then, and Adam couldn't get the job done for you in the 9th. So it shows you that there's such little trust outside of Edwin Diaz in this bullpen. They were nails in game 1 when the Mets got blown out. And in game 2, Diaz was a stud. Ottavino, the opposite. And Ottavino is your second most trustworthy reliever in this pen up until Edwin Diaz. So if Adam doesn't have it, you know, I understood Buck's decision-making. He went all in. He was like, we can't focus on tomorrow right now. We need to focus on tonight because there will be no tomorrow if you do not go all in on tonight. I respect that. He's trying to make up again for what happened last time he was managing in the postseason, which was for the Orioles, and that was, of course, with Zach Britton, rather not bringing him in against the Blue Jays. Edwin Encarnacion, see you later. That's a series. I love that Buck brought in Diaz, but again, tomorrow's going to be interesting. Julian, thank you for the dono. Cohen better let DeGrom write his own contract. Yeah, again, Jake again proved his worth. Jake wasn't the best pitcher in the world tonight, but he did his job. He did what you need him to do. I want 7. I had a feeling that we wouldn't get 7, but we got 6. And that seemed unlikely after the 5th inning when he was already at 90 pitches. So shout out to Jake for shoving. Again, he went crazy from so much with the fastball early in the game to then going so much slider. He threw one slider too much to Jerkson Profar. That he should have went fastball up and away, in my opinion. And he didn't. He threw the slider again after a couple of games swing and misses. Finally sat on one, pulled one, and that's how the ball game tied there in the 5th inning. But Julian, thank you for the dono. I appreciate that. Shit. McBlam, thank you for the dono. McBlam says, let's see here. I'll say it again. I ain't heard of no big lady. Also pretty sure ESPN said Ottavino joined the Yankees in 1920. Dude, they literally called Edwin Eduardo as well. Like, sometimes you just have to sit back and laugh at what is mediocrity, a.k.a. that broadcast. McBlam, thank you for the dono. I appreciate that. Dave, thank you for the $2 dono. It felt like it was a roller coaster. Guys, I'm sweating bullets. They're dropping down. They're going wild. Thank you for that, Dave. Let me make sure I didn't miss any more donations. I'll address a couple more soon if there's any more, and then we will get into breaking down this ball game. Like I said, I like to address these things first in a big game like this before we get on to breaking down the stats of the ball game, because most of you guys watch this ball game. So I'll be fairly quick in breaking down the stats as we go breaking down step by step what happened in this matchup. Thank you so much for the dono, RJ. Appreciate that. Hype in the chat to you, brother. Appreciate that a lot. Diaz said that he will be ready if the Mets need him tomorrow. I mean, as expected, as he should. Guys, before we deep dive this ball game, question to you. Question to every single one of you guys is, who is the number 1 star from tonight's game? For me, I put Brandon Nimmo. But I think there's fair arguments for a couple guys tonight. Who do you think deserves to be the top dog, the number 1 star from tonight's 7-3 victory? Let me see it. Spam it in the live chat right now.